Hello and welcome to another serving of Barely Contained, the podcast that kicks the tyres and looks under the bonnet of the shonkiest shut and cuts of the UK's online celebrity journalism. I'm Matt Withers, and as ever, I'm joined by Chris Beckett to cast our eyes over some absolute jim-dandies of show business reportage, including a thorough examination of Dakota Johnson's dog walking technique, a huge hosting shake-up at Good Morning Britain, big news for the star of Three-Headed Shark Attack, and what the size of Meghan Markle's philtrum says about her analytical side. Let's go.
How are you, Matt?
I'm very well, thanks, Chris. What have you brought for us? What's your first story that you've got this week?
Well, kicking things off, we have a story from the Daily Mail, written by dailymail.com reporter.
Once again, the nominative determinism there.
Dakota Johnson cuts a chic figure in floral patterned dress as she takes her dog Zeppelin for a walk.
Okay.
She's frequently spotted treating her four-legged friend to walks throughout the Big Apple.
Yeah, I like this already because they've gone straight in with four-legged friend. And in my previous life editing a newspaper, I had a reporter who was very much like this, who felt that if you use the word dog, that's it. You don't get to use dog again. So in the second part, he would have said pooch. And then it would have been much, probably canine, then man's best friend. Hound, four-legged fun lover. There's a really good Twitter account called Second Mentions where they round up these kind of things where people feel that they can't use the same word more than once.
It's good practice. And on Friday, Dakota Johnson was once again snapped while taking her dog Zeppelin on her stroll in New York. I like the fact here that they sort of suggest that they're complete innocent party and are getting snapped. There's no agency here, we just happen to get these pictures of her being taken as she comes out of a hotel with her dog. The 28-year-old actress cut a chic figure in a floral patterned dress as she left her hotel.
They always cut a chic figure, don't they?
It's amazing how often they do it.
I've never cut a chic figure.
The 50 Shades of Grey star looked slender as she stepped onto the sidewalk with her faithful pal trailing close behind.
Faithful pal. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Trailing closely behind, almost as if there's some sort of tool that might link them together somehow. She held the dog's leash tightly in her hand and did her best to pull him along without applying too much pressure.
It's an amazing kind of critique of a dog walking technique. We're really delving into the technicalities.
Daily Mail Walkies 101. Letting her brown and blonde locks fall freely across her shoulders, Dakota shielded her eyes with dark sunglasses. Looking like she'd stepped straight off the screen, the How to Be Single star wrapped a burgundy purse in one arm, carrying it like a loaf of bread.
It's amazing. It's like in the basket of her bike as she pedals along to the tune of Symphony No. 9. That's this week's reference for the younger listener.
Nice. She's very much a Hovis fan. She painted her lips a soft pink and went almost accessory-free, except for a pair of small gold earrings.
And a loaf of bread.
It looked to be a solo stroll for the star, as her boyfriend did not appear to be present for the journey.
Okay, so, stick to the facts.
Dakota is currently in a relationship with Coldplay frontman Chris Martin, 41. The duo have reportedly been dating since at least October of last year, when they were seen on a dinner outing in LA.
I mean, the DailyMail.com reporters moved off the actual picture here, but you've got to almost applaud the fact that they got nearly 300 words there just describing a picture of a woman walking a dog.
And did you sing that it was a solo walk by the fact there was no one else in the picture apart from the dog Zeppelin, which I'm presuming isn't some sick new Hollywood fad? According to People, the couple of nearly 9 months seem to be getting more serious. For the past 2 weeks, they have spent a lot of time together. Chris lives in Malibu, and Dakota seems to love hanging out there. They occasionally go for dinner with friends, but mostly have friends over at home.
Do we think that this source exists?
Debatable, I would say. They go to the beach together and walks around the neighbourhood. They seem to enjoy sharing a quiet life. It does seem they are getting more serious. The passage of time.
Right, I have a big story here that I picked up from the Daily Express online. And we're talking real kind of Cambridge Analytica affair here. The headline is, ITV Good Morning Britain Piers Morgan announces huge hosting shake-up.
Okay.
And they've capitalised huge, so they're not playing games here.
Fair enough.
Good Morning Britain will be home to a major format change this week as the ITV show has announced a big shake-up in the proceedings.
It's not coming out on mini disc, is it?
Good Morning Britain is usually presented by Piers Morgan and Susanna Reid for the first 3 days of the week.
Yep.
However, Piers has revealed he will be presenting the ITV show on Thursday and Friday this week.
It's ruined my schedule.
A spokesperson for the programme also confirmed the statement to express.co.uk that Piers will appear on the programme for the remainder of the week.
I can imagine junior reporter just nervously going in to approach the Daily Mail, the Daily Express editor. I've got a story. It's about the lineup for Good Morning Britain. It looks like Piers Morgan might be on a Thursday and Friday this week. No, we need that. We need that shored up. Have we get a quote from a spokesperson?
Have we got a second source on this? It's gonna be like Dr. David Kelly all over again.
We need a statement. We can't just go flinging this out onto the World Wide Web.
The 53-year-old usually does not host on Thursdays and Fridays, as other presenters such as Ben Shepherd and Kate Garraway take the reins.
Fair enough.
You know where we're going now, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, don't you, listener? Some of those watching at home were delighted at the news he would be covering every day of the week this week. This looks like it's been translated through Google from the original Mandarin.
Have they already started on the Twitter comments, or is this just appalling journalism?
That was, let's name names. That was Amy Johnson of the express.co.uk. So we go into the reaction on Twitter. One wrote on Twitter, "The best news that the gang are on all week at #GMB. First day off for my holes and so glad at Piers Morgan is going to be on all week. A big wolf whistle from me, which woo, #GMB," a second added.
It's always good to spell out what a big wolf whistle sounds like, just in case you don't know.
However, others weren't too pleased with the news. A viewer declared, "OB asterisk 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 asterisk," I presume that's bugger.
Yeah.
Piers Morgan just announces he's on #GMB on both Thursday and Friday. Open brackets. The only days it's normally speech marks safe, capped up for some reason, to watch #GMB will have to grit teeth and bear it, or watch #BBC Breakfast. And then it goes on there.
Yeah,
but I've had enough.
Yeah,
frankly.
I mean, he talks about Love Island for a bit, and they tell you when Good Morning Britain is on.
It airs weekdays at 6 a.m. on ITV.
Thank you very much.
Right, I believe you have something from thedailymail.com on a couple of pretty major stars.
Yeah, well, hold on to your hats. Karrueche flaunts her flat abs in checkerboard tube top during date night with boyfriend Victor Cruz.
So we've got the headline so far. I already have questions.
Well, just hold them for now. I'm sure if I know Kelby Vera for dailymail.com, she's not going to let these things, just stand. She's going to gradually drip feed us the information we need.
All right.
Karrueche Tran and Victor Cruz reunited last year, picking up their on-off union a full 7 years after their first bout of dating.
I still have questions. Right. Question number one. Who is Karrueche Tran?
Right, well, she's an actress.
Yep.
/ model.
Right. Should I know this person?
Well, later it does go into some of her better-known works, and I'm sure when you hear what they are, it'll all come flooding back.
Had you heard of her before?
No.
Did you have to look up how you pronounce the name?
No.
Okay, so it could not be Karrueche.
It might well be karaoke or car each or anything.
My next question, Victor Cruz. Now, that is not the guy who liked the shaving company so much he bought it.
No, you think you're Victor Remington?
Okay. Who's Victor Cruz?
Now, I didn't know this at all, but later on it does reveal his particular set of skills.
Okay, right, go on. I'll just let you go on now.
And things look better than ever between the couple as they enjoyed a romantic dinner together at LA hotspot The Nice Guy on Thursday night. The Claws actress, 30, turned heads in checkerboard separates, giving onlookers a peek at her flat abs in a tube top teamed with tie-up trousers.
I have another question.
Go on.
What's Claws?
You mean the drama set around the life of 5 manicurists in a Central Florida nail bar, where Carucci plays Virginia Lee, easily bored and impatient with her job manicurist?
Have you just written that down from Wikipedia?
Maybe.
Has Claws ever been shown on television in the United Kingdom?
I think it's debatable.
I remember Green Claws.
Oh yeah, that was a CBBC special.
It was a children's show in the I would say early 90s about a monster who tended a greenhouse.
Okay, well, it's not the same thing, I think, but later on we talk a bit more about the rest of her fine portfolio of acting work.
Her canon.
Yes, it's not going to just leave you at Claws. Also, I think checkerboard separates.
I don't know what that means.
It sounds like some sort of interior design term from the 1930s, but it's just me. Turning around, the ex of Chris Brown showed off her pocketed posterior, as well as a glimpse at the button details on the back of her top.
Okay, pocketed posterior. I mean, that basically she's got pockets on her jeans.
Yeah. On her bum.
Yeah, because a lot of women don't have pockets, don't they?
Yeah,
they get. You know what they get instead of pockets? Boyfriends.
Or a handbag that they carry like a loaf of bread.
And also, the button details on the back of her top, that's a very specific penchant for somebody to have.
Oh, we don't leave any stone unturned here. And Chris Brown, are you aware of him?
I believe he's a bad man.
He is a bad man. Sort of, I would say, 50-50 split between his musical career and his career of domestic abuse.
Yeah.
Carucci accessorised with a studded bucket bag and stiletto shoes, which were hidden beneath the sweeping legs of her pants.
A bucket bag, that's what you take to the beach to make sandcastles.
Yeah, with the spade and
that,
maybe those little tennis wooden brackets.
Is that what they were planning to do afterwards?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know how far it is. I know LA, you've got you've got Santa Monica. You could probably get down there with your bucket bag. I
mean, that's what the stars do, don't they?
She kept a fresh face, wearing minimal makeup and letting her natural beauty shine through. The Bay actress matched her manicure, wearing her long rectangular nails polish-free.
Right, what's The Bay? Have you also written this down from Wikipedia?
You mean the soap opera web series that premiered in September 2002 at blip.tv?
It's not even been on TV. It's just been on YouTube, but not even YouTube. And it was in 2002.
It was 2010. I think Carucci joined the series slightly later on in the run as the character Vivian Johnson. About her, much more I do not know. Also, I know from looking at Carucci's IMDb page that she made her debut in the film Three-Headed Shark Attack. For her tresses, Tran twisted things into a thick braid which fell long past her shoulder blades. Carucci walked out of the restaurant/bar holding hands with her former NFL player love.
Ah, okay, so he does the old hut, hut, hut.
He does hut, hut, hut. I'm not sure for which team. He wore a black shirt with white text, monochrome sneakers and dark slacks. Victor paused to sign an autograph before the couple left. Former Flames, Carucci and Victor were romancing on and off for 5 years from 2010 until 2015. The model, who found fame as Chris's girlfriend, ended their blossoming romance after she learnt the rapper had a secret love child with another woman. In February last year, she was granted a temporary 100-yard restraining order against Brown and eventually a 5-year restraining order against the singer. What a lovely little romantic end to the story.
That's really changed the tone now, hasn't it? I feel a bit sad now.
Yeah, well, she's back with her on-off love. So
good.
Best of luck for them both.
Yeah, best of luck to both of you.
Yeah. So, Matt, what have you got next?
Well, I've got a story from The Sun online, and it's headlined Hairline, hair spelt H-E-I-R, so like somebody who is in line for the throne. Face reading expert reveals the truth about Meghan Markle's character based on her looks, and it's not all good news. Based on her warm manner, humanitarian work, and how seamlessly she has slotted into the royal family, Meghan Markle seems like an all-round lovely character.
God bless her.
But, according to a face-reading expert...
What?
A face-reading expert...
Okay.
It turns out this is a thing. There's a side to the Duchess of Sussex which we may not have seen, and it doesn't paint the newest addition to the royal family in the best of lights.
Well, if a face-reading expert's going to call her out...
Communications specialist and face-reading expert Alan Stevens
Steve-O
believes the space between a person's eyes gives insight into how tolerant they are with others.
My furrowed brow on listening to that sentence maybe suggests I'm not very tolerant.
I mean, presumably Marty Feldman had the patience of Job. In Meghan's case, the narrow width between her eyes mean people should think twice about interrupting her when she's focusing on a task at hand. Alan told the Daily Mail, so the Sun here have basically just cut and pasted this from somewhere else, if you tapped her on the shoulder and needed help, but she was busy, she wouldn't be happy about it.
I mean, I can just imagine Meghan... perhaps on, introducing herself to royal duties, perhaps opening a child's hospital. I'm just about to open this lovely hospital.
She's American.
I'm just about to open this lovely hospital.
She's not Foghorn Leghorn.
And someone taps her on the shoulder. Here, can I borrow those scissors? Here, have you got change for change for a pound?
It's a very specific insight to take from the space between someone's eyes, isn't it?
Yeah.
If Meghan's features are anything to go by, Alan argues the Duchess of Sussex would feel like she'd been disrespected. So approach with caution, as Meghan's features suggest she can be intolerant.
She doesn't like to be dissed.
Meanwhile, this small feature also gives insight into Meghan's independent nature, as she's the type of person who likes to focus on things and be able to fix things herself without relying on others. I mean, this again, there's a lot to draw.
Yes,
The small gap underneath Meghan's nose, also known as the philtrum, also reveals her more analytical side. So presumably, the smaller the gap below your nose, the more analytical you are, which is a real blow for Danielle Westbrook's hopes of doing Monday Night Football.
Yes.
Unsurprising, really, when you think of all she has achieved in her 36 years.
What, Danielle Westbrook?
No, this is Meghan. I mean, well, what's she done? She was on that show about lawyers that was on Dave, and then
Suits.
and then she got married.
To be fair, I think you're being a bit harsh. I mean, I think her IMDb profile would stack up pretty well alongside, say, Karuchi Tran.
Yeah. Was she in Three-Headed Shark Attack, though?
Did she start on blip.tv?
I think between now and the next episode, we might try and dig out Three-Headed Shark Attack and watch it, and we'll do a special one-off episode commenting on it.
It sort of begs the question: did she have an agent at that point? What are you pitching me in for? Oh, it's a small little independent indie horror called go on. Three-Headed Shark Attack. Oh, great! This is going to be great for my career.
Yeah, we'll dig that out. I mean, it's probably just on YouTube somewhere. Not only does it make her well suited for a role in the royal family, this feature also gives insight into the Duchess's desire to present herself immaculately and the pride she takes in her appearance.
Yeah, that rich analytical heritage of the royal family.
So that super savvy dress sense and love of blush pink Turns out Meghan's signature style is all down to her physical features.
According to Alan Stevens.
According to Alan Stevens. On a first impressions basis, Meghan's eyebrows and eyelashes are close to each other, which means she's going to be friendly with everybody she meets. I mean, Liam Gallagher is the angriest man in the world, isn't he?
And, I don't know, he seems to be a bit mellow these days.
Well, it wasn't Noel described him as a man with a fork in a world full of soup.
That's true.
And his eyelashes and eyebrows and basically hair are all one and the same. So, anyway. Again, I'm picking holes here in Steve-O's analysis.
Anyway, as you were.
Oh, very good. Judging by the width of her face and square forehead, Meghan is a relatively confident person who enjoys new projects and challenges.
And this very much explains Herman Munster's go-get-em spirit.
Yeah, I mean, he was, I don't really remember what he did.
But he did pioneer the square forehead look.
He did, very much, or his creator did, because, Herman Munster was the monster, not the creator.
Well, he was the monster, but I don't know if in the Munsters you actually had that kind of creation backstory. Maybe you just assumed that they were a family.
Yeah, I think what we probably need is Christopher Nolan to take on the Munsters and do a really dark retelling of how that family came about.
It's that origin story for Eddie Munster that I really look forward to.
Yeah, the Eddie Munster solo.
Yeah, he saw that picture of Ray Reardon and thought, that's what I'm going to make my hair look like.
Last sentence. In other words, there's no messing with Meghan.
Yeah, and there's no arguing with face-reading expert Alan Stevens, apart from with everything that he says.
Yeah, although we are in no way suggesting that his analysis is not, deeply rooted in science.
He provokes debate, as all good communication specialists and face-reading experts do.
Well, that's it for another brief but, I think, happy edition of... Satisfying. Yeah, I feel satiated with this edition of... Barely Contain. Hey, don't forget, listener, you can contact us on Twitter at
barely_pod.
And I do have to ask Chris that each fortnight because I can never remember what it is. Somebody else got Barely Contained. I can't quite remember who they were. And we also have a presence on the Data Mining Factory, which is Facebook, don't we?
We do indeed, yes. You can capture all sorts of bonus content, little clips, occasional... comments. That's about it, really. Yeah,
you really sold that there.
It's great. It'll change your life.
Yeah, that's more like it. So enjoy your life in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be back in a fortnight's time with another Barely Contained. Bye.
The
station was attacked by a giant 3-headed shark. Can you help us? We're on our way.